Alright, welcome back, and just as usual, our video starts from here, and this is the small gate of Makerere, just near Chikumi-Chikumi. So I am going to start the stretch from here. Anyway, today is an interesting journey, and we are setting off our journey from Muganzi Awongerwa Road, and I thought this today I should show you in the distance where it joins. So we expect this road to go and meet SirAppollo Kagwa Road at 90 degrees, and then continue to Nanfumbambi Road, and then into the Chikoni suburbs, a hustle and bustle for university students. But now that we are here, I want to let us talk about the Chikumi-Chikumi area. Anyway, some places actually get names because of certain historical events, which are inevitable in the naming of such places. And if you look carefully on Google Maps, I think you can see our location in blue and the name of the road we are on. This road has not always been like this. I think up to 2017 it was still a muddy gravel road, and it was almost a menace for campus students heading on it. But it was tarmacked between 2017 and 19 by the Kampala City Authority, from a dusty, narrow track into this modern paved road. The only challenge is it tends to attract a lot of people who love to speed, more so cars. I wouldn't mind for motorcycles because they don't cover so much, and that wouldn't be much of a problem. But Muganzi Awongerwa, the name, is actually a Uganda phrase that roughly translates to a beloved one who is constantly favored or given more. So yeah, and that's how the names of some of these places are. So I do not know whether there was someone around this area who had been named by their parents that way, and so the name took after him. I don't think it is a statement of this road being blessed or something, but then again I think it is blessed. So let our journey commence. Anyway, along this road I'll just show you a few landmarks, but I think you've already noticed this perimeter wall. I've spoken about it before, and this marks the boundary between the formal establishment of education and the informal enterprise of people trying to survive in the city. I think if you look carefully, you'll see that action around here is very low. That's because students have kind of left, and having left, the place becomes a little desolate because most of the business here revolves around students and campusers. A few whom after graduating actually end up staying around these parts, or some don't go home for holiday because they have hassles, and that's how life here survives when campus is closed. So you'll find mostly grocery stores. Oh, and upon that way, that's actually Mulago Hill and suburb. Grocery stores, printeries, and common tiny household things. I'm crossing to this side so that I can show you the other thing that you will notice around here. And since today is a Sunday, it fits well for me to show you Worship Harvest Makerere, and these are some of the things they offer. It's a church relatively known in the city for its young population and energies. That's where you would head from. But let's continue to Muganzi Awongerwa. I had thought of just cutting through and showing you clips of sections and segments that matter, but my crossing of the road has encouraged me to just continue talking. And I wanted to show you, this is the biosecurity entrance for the Makerere Veterinary College. So animals going through there. That biker kind of took my attention. But yeah, it's a nice stretch. And actually you might also wonder why it was paved, but this was an effort by the Kampala City Authority to sort of alleviate traffic on the main highway, the Bombo Road. I think you've also seen it in the previous video. If you haven't, check it out. but it kind of runs parallel to this one on the other side, I think on the eastern side. And as such, let me just kind of continue, and I have to move my camera about because I don't want it to be snatched, or I don't want to tempt anyone on a motorcycle to harbor ideas. But we are actually a few days to Christmas, so the streets will be relatively empty. So the problem is worsened by the fact that we are heading for Christmas and students have actually left university for holiday. I think this is still part of university land. Not certain, but there's actually a primary school that resides here or after this. I don't know whether it was a project to provide education to children of staff, most of the supporting staff. But let's proceed. Now that stretch that you see in front has been also upgraded recently, which is I think they also put cameras at it, so it helps improve security in the city, and that's something that has its advantages, because recently I think a lady managed to actually have the son recovered. The house help had gone with them, and let me see if I can get the name of this street that we are going to cross. Okay, but for now, yeah, that rises up. Actually, at the top of the hill there is a church. I think it's a Protestant church, and then this actually slopes down onto Bombo Road. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it in the distance. No, the one you're seeing far, that is actually Gaza Road, but in between there is Bombo Road. And today we are still on Muganzi Awongerwa. Now on this stretch, this is an area that you'll find having a lot of student accommodation, what you would actually call hostels. And by that, this one I don't quite understand. It seems like wasted land, because this place would really profit from some piece of metal decided to hook me. Oh, okay. So I think a switch to disconnect lines. Interesting. It wanted to remain with my bag, but let me. Interesting tree. It just took my attention. But yeah, as I was telling you, you'll find mostly printeries which are closed now because of the university. A few accessories for electronics, and that person is playing some quiet music. A salon right there, and I think this is a happening spot down in the distance. Whereas they are, AFCON is starting today. I see Villarreal versus Barcelona, Aston Villa, Man U, AFCON Morocco opening ceremony at 9 p.m. I really have to watch that. There are times underwhelming, but it's interesting. So let me go into the shade because the sun is all over my face. Now these are some of the landmarks of Muganzi University. Next to that is the turf, artificial turf. They have been cropping up in the past around here, and people come to play football, paying I think as high as 10,000 for an hour session per person. And these areas lately have been taken over by I think either refugee communities or Eritrean, but yeah, so you'll see those makeshift structures. And I don't know why they tend to conquer centers of learning, because Kampala, Kansanga, their universities there, and I see them also stay there. Is it some sort of reclamation program where they are taught English to get them to survive? Because most of them actually don't know English. I mean, Eritrea, I think some few Ethiopians, Somalis, and so on. This is an empty space belonging to whom I don't know. But if you see those flats in the distance, those actually tend to be students' residences. This is also wasted land. What I don't know is to whom the land belongs, but perhaps some of these people are in the diaspora, or perhaps its land ownership is a bit complicated. Anyway, yeah, it's dry. It's a Sunday, and being a Sunday, you'll expect it to be extremely dry. And for now, let me just let me just keep quiet and stroll. Now I see a bunch of gentlemen. I may not risk it passing through them, seeing that the street is relatively empty. I don't want any temptations. I'm holding 2 phones, so I know it's a bit prejudicial, but one person I can survive, 3 I may have trouble. But yeah. So this is mostly residential to both students and a few that have decided to stay along here. We will meet SirAppollo Kagwa Road in the distance. SirAppollo Kagwa must have been a very interesting person, but I'll tell you more about him when we reach that junction. And more quiet. Some car garages, empty lots. That used to be a church. I think a lot of you may be wondering how long this street is, but I think it's about 1.6 kilometers from where in the distance where it meets or starts from Bombo Road to where it meets SirAppollo Kagwa. So personally, I think I've so far walked for 1 kilometer, and that's along with you guys. So I don't know the timestamp on this video, but it is said that the average walking speed is about 5 kilometers per hour, meaning that each kilometer takes about 12 minutes to be covered. So let me try to walk a little faster. Someone is calling me, so I think I should have to take this call and see what they have to say. Yes, hello? Yes, how are you? I'm okay, how are you? Pardon? Pardon? I can hardly hear you. Yes, Sharon. Yes, Sharon. At what time? Pardon? So for you can reach me at any time?
Yeah, but night is what is dangerous in this season.
Ah. Okay. So you I think you meet me in Wandegeya in 30 minutes. I'll be at Fredo's.
30 minutes. At which place?
Fredo's.
Fredo's, I don't think I know it.
just between the small gate and the Wandegeya Mosque.
So there is that Equity Park.
It's kind of red in color. It's basically a restaurant because I think I'll be eating lunch from there.
So could that, I think I've read that in the story.
Pardon?
So there is Equity, then there is Equity, then there is the Guardian Pharmacy. So roughly around where?
Is there a mosque around Equity?
Around Equity, eh?
No, I'm asking, is there a mosque around Equity?
No, I'm saying there is Guardian Pharmacy. Then
No.
Okay, I'm trying to
You're on a wrong road. Now, UH Small Gate. There's a tarmac road that goes and joins onto Haiji Musa-Kasule Road, the one that heads to the main gate. Now, between those sections, one extreme end is the UH Small Gate. The other extreme is the Wandegeya Mosque.
Wandegeya Road.
So in between that stretch. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. More of happening places. These places normally amuse me. They seem to be a bit remote, but you'll find a lot of I see a KCC truck trying to empty sewage. Strange. This is a new building. It's sad that it has already filled up. And then lately, a lot of people do in-house septic management or sewage management, and we have reached the Muganzi Awongerwa SirAppollo Kagwa intersection. Actually, this marks the boundary between Muganzi Awongerwa Road and Nanfumbambi Road. And this is SirAppollo Kagwa heading directly in that direction. And in the far distance is the northern bypass, crossing this SirAppollo Kagwa at 90 degrees, and then leading into Bwaise. So if you've ever heard of a slum named Bwaise, that is the direction. Today, we are going to take Nanfumbambi Road and join the SirAppollo Kagwa again later on, almost near the Makerere Western Gate. And I think while we are still here, let me just show you a bit of the traffic, and as I give you history of the place. Or anyway, who SirAppollo Kagwa is, it's actually, I was about to say that it is believed, but that would be wrong, because in truth, SirAppollo Kagwa was particular, literally to mean prime minister in the Buganda kingdom, and that's between 1890 and 1926. I think he was a very progressive man. He didn't just lead, he wrote books on Buganda history, and was a champion of Western education. I don't know why Western education sounds wrong, but he was a champion of education generally. That's why we think of him as a progressive man. Now that you've known a little bit of why this road ought to be named SirAppollo Kagwa, and why it's named SirAppollo Kagwa, it's because of his contributions. A great man. I want to cross the street, but motorcycle action doesn't seem to be allowing me, but I'll try my best. So now I need to just cut in your intention of crossing, and that's how you cross some of the streets in the city. Kampala is a busy street, a busy place. Today is actually Sunday afternoon or late afternoon. You can see from how bright the sun is, though almost setting down. And I hope my camera will do us some justice in this bright light. But I'm going to take this way. I think the renovation of Muganzi Awongerwa Road should have commenced or continued onto this section, but with a bit of politics and the executive director, Musisi, choosing to resign, it wasn't completed, but she had decided to upgrade a lot of city infrastructures, most of them roads. And that road, Muganzi Awongerwa, I testify that Muganzi Awongerwa, which we left behind in the distance, I testify that it was well done, really well done. I saw this being built almost after cutting over 1 meter depth of topsoil, and then the structure rebuilt from scratch. I have never quite understood this structure. I always see it. It used to be empty, then I saw some scaling, then I'm seeing the photos of the president, but lately everyone is trying to get some money from the president because it's his campaign time, and I think it's the only way they can try to get some money from him by persuading him they are operating for very circles that need money. But anyway, so you'll see a lot of garages or repair shops along this stretch, which is not a very uncommon sight. But now we are entering what would be, I think, a transition from Makerere to Chikoni. Makerere Chikoni. And this area is mostly active during the times when students are around. Anyway, let me give you the history of this road. This road is at the heart of, let's say, the private hostel boom, and many of you might have noticed that when Makerere University was privatized in the 90s, it saw a significant boom in student population, rising from 5,000 to about 40,000, and so the road became a primary residential hub. So if you want to meet and talk to campus students, just follow this road. A lot of them living around in semi-detached houses, hostels, and so on and so forth. And we are going to walk along this stretch to show you what you'll see along this street. This being a holiday, you will not see a lot of foot traffic, so it doesn't help the case. And the businesses along this road will be, just like you saw, the Chikumi-Chikumi Muganzi Awongerwa stretch, will be mostly tailored around students. You'll see salons, eating places, food points, a few clinics, and occasional drug shops and hostels. So you'll see a lot of street food. And okay, sorry. Someone just bumped into me. So anyway, if you see any high-rise structure, there's a high likelihood it's a student hostel, or one or two of the tenants are students. And even some of the business cropping up here at times, occasionally, they are started by students who are thinking of supplementing their money and all that. I think I've walked enough. I want to see if I should continue walking or I should get a motorcycle to kind of speed up my journey. But then again, it's a walking tour, so I'll make it. Okay, so a function there. I don't know what it is for, but I see a photo of one gentleman, so I don't know whether it's a memorial. I just won't get it. Savannah Internet. Lately, fiber has become a thing in the country. Savannah Unlimited free installation. By free installation, I don't know whether they give you equipment. And guys, this poster has just signaled that Uganda is heading into the national elections and it's the campaign period. So on December 15th, I keep saying December, on January the 15th, 2026, Uganda will be electing its member of parliament and its president. These are electric poles. I don't know whether this person sells them or is planning to, I think I tweeted, is planning to have, or company brought them and stockpiled them to kind of upgrade this stretch and buildings over this path. And anyway, the other thing I might have not mentioned, where there is a population, churches will also be there. So I think I've seen one right here More artificial playing turfs. I don't like them because you can't slide. Every nation, Kampala church, honor God and make disciples. Interesting. I was going to miss showing you this. Now that is, I imagine the name of the place has vanished from my head. Okay, but it's a beautiful hill. It's a beautiful hill. So I'm still on Nanfumbambi Road. I don't know how it translates, but to me kind of sounds like the one who cooks badly. That's how it sounds to me. If I try to translate, I see the gap here is very small, so I have to let the car pass. So this road, unfortunately, was never tarmacked because the visionary left office, and this is the problem with some of government projects. If the vision bearer dies, so goes the project with them. Interesting. It's a food stall. I think this is to look at the campus students. But timber and fire don't connect. I wonder whether that's what they use. Yeah, it's a mix of residential suburbs, students' community. But then before hostels to accommodate students came in these spaces in the 90s, they were actually people's lands and suburbs. But slowly by slowly, it gets modern by the day. More auto repair shops. Here we call them garages. That is spare parts, car diagnostics, car services, whatever that is, body panel. And some idiot has decided to just branch into the road. Sorry for the harsh word. He literally didn't notify me or hoot at me, just kind of branched off. That's why I like to walk in the direction of opposing traffic. Then you can see whatever the move of the incoming traffic is. And the famous opposition leader, Bobi Wine, right now running against the current president, said prohibited. At times you have to look after yourself, take care, look out for your interest. So that's why I decided to walk in this direction, and I think it's the right way. Pedestrians should walk in the opposing direction of incoming traffic. I mean, with such roads where there are no designated traffic points, it's kind of hard. And ever since the advent of fiber internet companies, these used to only be electric poles, but I see cables all over of fiber. Now I do not know how they negotiate with guys doing electricity when they want to access their lines, but I have a feeling that they rent out these posts. Actually, the extra cables are prepaid meter cables. I suppose that is a DIY car, self-modified. The street is really tiny. That cars should park on this other side. I don't know whether it remains a two-way road. Very sad. Hey guys, I see a Volvo car, and I've seen Volvo in another garage. I do not know, are they that good? But I like their looks. They kind of give you a break from the monotony of seeing Toyota cars all over the street. See some Subaru, Toyota, another Toyota, Duet. Which company is that? I don't have an idea. And this person has decided to just make a lot of noise. I hope it's not copyright type. Guys, I think as we talk now, I might even be tired of walking Kisule Lane. I think some still retain their residential statuses, so they see people seated and alright. I don't know whether someone is actually producing content. I'm being recorded as I'm recording. Who George Serrada is, I don't know. But for some reason, George Serrada has a road to himself. And that's the road. That's the road. That's the road. As I told you, home for a lot of hotels. Jeffrey, Sharon, Nyumbani, and interesting. I see some old money right there. Whatever that was, I don't quite get. But it could have been someone who had money in the past. By virtue of those facing bricks, I think I saw them as a child, and I was in remote areas of Uganda, meaning that in Kampala the technology had come a long time. I see containers. This is Chikoni for you. George Serrada close from a road. He even owns a close. Interesting. Sawa World Solution Center. Sawa tends to mean time, so I don't know what they mean by Solution Center. Glory Word Church. Glory Word Church. I think I know that church. Oh, okay. Love the chains. And the potted plants. Not potted, sisal-like plants. Jesus is Lord here beyond Uganda. Is it an NGO? A boutique. Now students don't exist here. Does this road go through? Because I see in the distance the college, but I think it doesn't go through. Actually, never seen a global person having a passenger, so I don't know what kind of delivery that is, or today they're just moving. Why that man would add horns onto his car, I don't quite get. But let's walk through. Let's walk through. I don't know if I have a coin. I'm trying to like buying this street sugar cake. Those trolleys. What I don't know is whether it's an individual businessman, because all of them tend to have a trolley and then some sugar cane. Let's see. Jeba. Nonya kuchinusu naye olwoza kirabika. Kandabe. Mulimu olwasa. Empire come. Okay. Nga butono. Mpozi mwe tebasaba nyongeza. Ndoza tukitandike. Empire okunyongeza. Kale. Alright. So I was just having a light moment with him, and I'm like, it's normally this thing where when you buy a certain amount, they add you a certain piece. So I was asking him, so suppose you guys, what it means, by the way, you guys don't have nyongeza. These are, I think, clauses. Nantongo, Clement. I think this was also one of those projects of Kampala City Authority to try to make addressing easy. Interesting tank. I have always loved steel. Immediately I discovered the use for skyscrapers. They make for good structural stuff, because these are water tanks for this hostel. They staggered them for different levels. I don't know whether that's more effective, but I guess it helps pressure to be roughly the same at all levels, respective of the level. Compared to if one tank was at the top, naturally in the students' hostel, then that means guys on the ground floor will have very good pressure, while guys on the top floor will not have. So someone wants to take my camera, so oh no, I think they were just alighting. because I was holding my phone by my cheek, so I thought maybe he was harboring ideas of taking it. Anyway, let's go. And I'm still in Chikoni, by the way, in case you're wondering. If you feel tired, you could forward it, but let's just walk through. This is a student neighborhood who are not around, and therefore the streets are literally empty. Kid on a bike. I'd moved to this side because I was trying to protect my camera, but I think I have to go back to the other side. Another kid on a bike. Okay. Holiday period. Most of Ugandans actually go to boarding school, meaning that they tend to be around on holidays. Douglas Villa Hostel. I don't remember it to being here. Makerere Chikoni. Oh, Douglas Villa, I remember. Maybe that's the branch. Oh, it's plural. So I think he might have bought out someone or reinvested. I think action around these places. But then you get to know that we were reaching trading centers when you see that. And don't mind the motion of my camera. I am trying to talk while kind of filming. Beauty salons. They're at work. Students are not around, but they're at work. Oh, I think because of Christmas, people are changing their looks and hairstyles. Hence the amount. So Kampala is full of motorcycles and Muti House. Muti House. I think I saw this on Google Maps. Muti House. Nanfumbambi Road. I don't know why it stands out, but that's interesting. Let me try to dig out anything special about Muti House. Music for life. Does anyone know what these people do? African Children's Choir. Just want some shade as I figure out what Muti is. But African Student Choir sounds like something familiar. I see them a lot on YouTube. And if anyone knows about them, please let me know in the comment section. Muti House. Muti House. Muti House. Muti House. It's Muti Music. Oh, that's Muti. The one I know of was Musi Hotel. Okay, no problem. But I think that's it. Wow, Nanfumbambi Road is really long. Okay. Now we're about to cross a street here, and crossing that street. Nanfumbambi continues. I do not know whether I should go into the distance or go up or slope, but I think I wanted to just show you this road. This road right here in the distance goes to Kasubi, and this side it meets the Makerere University perimeter wall, and then that is the Nanfumbambi Road. And this area is basically revolving around students for business. And in just a moment, I just needed to let you know that this road that you see here is called Chimera Road. Yeah, Chimera. Chimera is also a local name. So unlike most of the inside city roads that have colonial administrators named after them, this has a local name. So Chimera must have been an important person. I think it's not fun this side. Let me just show you the Makerere University eastern gate. Sorry, western. So more action, and this actually shows you a glimpse of what students would be feeding on around this part. The chicken being for those who are for a girlfriend. They're the ones tend to like the chicken and chips thing. Gas, some cook, some hostels allow them to cook so they can buy gas. Prime gamers, I think I know this one, Prince Hostel. I might have actually been inside before, if I'm not mistaken. Probably not. I think it's the other one in front. And I'm on Chimera Road, going to join SirAppollo Kagwa Road. More gas. I think a lot of people around here cook a lot because of the gas. And those are some of the suburbs, rentals, which students tend to go for. Mirrors, chairs, reading tables. Yeah, such are the things around student areas. Restaurants, boutiques. So it looks like Chikoni, the space with a lot of business anyway. I think let me cross the street to be able to show you this hostel. I think this is the one I've been to. I'm looking for the stationery that printer actually that we use sometimes. That's a video library. Can Hostel. A lot of people who have been here know this one. Now this other one, I don't know its name, but I think it's been upgraded. It was on only one floor up for a long time. So this man must be using his own money, not borrowed money or laundered money. If it is laundered money, then the person might have just bought it from him. And we have reached the Makerere University perimeter wall. In the past, I think before 2017, it was the porous borders, and this was just lobbied by the convocation and was built to boost the security around this area. Now that from a distance is the Makerere Western Gate. I felt like I should take you up to the distance onto Makerere Hill Road, the traffic light junction in the distance, and that's where you will actually find Full Gospel Church. Yeah, I've been moving uphill, so if you hear me breathing heavily, it's because of that. More political banners, people wanting to become leaders. Yeah, we are back on SirAppollo Kagwa. I would have taken you through the inside of the university, but that's not for today. Maybe some other day. And I think I already have some clips about Makerere University and the inside. But I love the trees and canopies. It's just a great place to be. I think it might have some of the fresh airs within the city by virtue of the trees that are sort of recycling the carbon dioxide that is being emitted by a lot of things. See more sewage. I've never seen sewage being taken out like this. This is interesting and ridiculous. These guys don't have, they have barrels. I guess that's for solid. This one sucks the water. These are also hostels. I think now that students are out for holiday, it's time to empty the septic before they return to load them around January, late January there. It's piping. To whom they belong I don't get. Maybe there are service channels, probably water supply channels for city water. national water, yes, national water. Yeah, this is Makerere Chikoni areas along SirAppollo Kagwa. 4 days to Christmas. Today is the 21st, actually 3 days. It's 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and Christmas will be here on the 25th with us. More businesses. I don't know whether it's profitable to rent along this road to do business, but yeah, I've never quite understood why these piping guys dig these holes in a zigzag manner. PVC pipes. I think it's for potable water. Is it just me, or I think these are two different diameters? Oh, interesting. How are they pulling that pipe? Is it one of those tunneling machines that I've heard of? Or they're simply passing it through where the older, thicker pipes used to go? Huh. Oh. That's interesting. They're just pulling it by rope. How they did that, I don't quite get. Although some of the things I've been seeing on this, more pipes, some cut. They're using ropes, which is interesting. And sheer manpower. Now the street has become busy. I think the lights have gone to red, so a lot of traffic backup. Now I have to move my phone away from me. More of Kasove Hill. Lugala. I think the other hill in the distance is Lugala. I always feel happy when I meet traffic, then I get to give you the noise of the street. I see some building in the distance which is sort of like ceramic. No, clay tile. That is Mary Stuart Hall inside the university. A lot of trees. I think this used to be staff quarters, so I see a lot of fruit trees, mangoes, jackfruit, avocado. Avocado, that's a localized way of calling it avocado. These are two people on a motorbike and hardly worried about the traffic officer. They have broken almost 3 routes in one. 2 people on a motorbike on a pedestrian walkway, opposite direction of traffic, which is ridiculous. Yeah, this is the beauty of Kampala, Uganda. More hostels anyways. I think I know these parts. There used to be, I think I'm wrong. I was going to say there used to be a church down there, but I think it's after that hostel. So plumbing lines are being absolutely blessed. I don't know whether it's called plumbing because it's, I think, city-wise. So they did the drainage. Why are they putting humps here? And I don't know what's wrong with Uganda. And there are rambo strips everywhere. You really can't drive your thing in peace. And I don't think there has been accidents in this segment. Oh, okay. More people, more traffic, incoming. Yeah. They've decided to invade my journey. What is this? Proposed hostel block. Okay, Kampala Capital City Authority. Wait, Brothers of Christian Instruction. I know those ones. They have started big schools here. But I'm surprised that it is Kampala City Authority. The registered trustees of Ugandan Brothers of Christian Instruction, Architecture Luinda. So are they building it inside? Or it's this right there? Or this is actually part of this property? I don't know. But then there's that hostel, very tall. Very tall. I think it's a piece of business that everyone wants to own. I mean, hostel business, which is, I think I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 floors. Wow, this man is in business. Which hostel is this? I cannot see the nameplate, which is very interesting. And I don't know where all this action has come from. Today being a Sunday, are these people returning from church? Is it because of those rambo strips that are being put up? Yeah, that's actually where they used to be, the church. What? Even cars on walkways. This is rich. This is rich. A man can't wait any longer. Space for rent. I suppose this is someone who doesn't want to sell but doesn't have the income, and so has decided to rent it out. But now this is too raised. How does someone access their plot? I mean, they'll have to break away this. Makerere Institute for Social Development. Miss D. Miss D is a very shitty acronym. Forward track. The so-called Suno track. A lot of people use it to deliver their construction materials. And I'm told if you bought one, you'll definitely be a rich person. And I'm hoping my audio is still there. Now those metallic unipods mark Makerere University playground, their main stadium. Yeah, Makerere is actually blessed with land, and we are soon reaching the traffic light junction. So let me see. I think I'll keep on walking on this side. Let's answer this call. Enjoy the traffic. Pardon?
Did you say that place is painted red?
Yes.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, I'll be with you in 10 minutes.
Where should I wait?
The place is closed? No, I'm coming from Nakulabia side.
Okay, let me wait here.
The guys are not operating today.
No, I don't want to enter, but it's okay.
Okay. Alright, so I've reached the Nakulabia Makerere Hill Road traffic lights. I think enjoy the organized chaos. Alright, so welcome to the SirAppollo Kagwa Road, Makerere Hill Road intersection. It's a symphony of vehicle activity, and these junctions were signalized recently. And in the distance is a Full Gospel Church, and this one is very significant in the history of Uganda, more so the Balochagwa movement, and that's because back in the 1970s, during Idi Amin's regime, there was a ban on the born-again religious people, the so-called Balochagwa, at the time. I think even today, still Balochagwa. But at that time, there was a ban, and Idi Amin decided to ban all Balochagwa churches. However, Full Gospel, established in 1960, has survived even up to today through all that historic turmoil when the Balochagwa were hunted after or against whatever the English statement is. And the junction is actually often a bottleneck, but it's a great place to stop and see the organized chaos of the Kampala traffic, motorcycles. And in that direction you reach Nanfumbambi Junction, where this Makerere Road meets Hoima Road, and I think that's Mengo in that direction. So let's head in this direction along Makerere Road, and in the distance we shall meet Makerere University main gate. This is more of the Full Gospel Church. It has gone through thick and thin, and it is arguably among the first born-again churches, also Pentecostal churches in Uganda. I don't know how true that is, if we have to define Pentecostal loosely, but at least it's not disputed that it's among the first. Let's continue forward. Interesting buildings. So bear with me, a lot of motorcycles keep stopping if they see you moving in their direction, hoping that you'll travel. Now that I am carrying a bag, it's kind of quite easy for them to stop, expecting that I should be a customer. Anyway, let's continue with Makerere Road. Now that we're talking of Makerere Road, this is actually the boundary between Makerere University and this bit. I think it's still part of Makerere, but mostly the boundary of Makerere. It's a very interesting name, which up until recently I discovered that folklore tends to claim that the name is kind of associated to one of royalties of the Buganda kingdom, and it's interesting. So anyway, let me just give you a bit of the legend of Makerere. So the name comes from a Luganda phrase, Gano Makerere, literally to mean it has dawned on me. So legend says that a Buganda prince was caught staying out late with a woman, and then realized only at dawn that he was on this hill. Hence the name Makerere, Ganogankerere, Ganoganke, Ganomakerere. Sorry. Very interesting name. I don't know why someone who is coming right on wouldn't say I'm carrying a bag and they bump into my bag and sort of act surprised. That would be very weird. So anyhow, just say sorry. It's always wise. This is the Church of Uganda hostel, and inside here is actually Makerere College School. So most of their students or pupils tend to sit there. Oh, this is actually deadly. My heel went into one of those holes, almost scratching it as they came up. I don't like this wall. It's so pinned, and a lot of people coming from the opposite direction. They could squeeze me, and look, I've had stories, and rob me. But let me move on this center strip. Maybe it gives you an interesting view of incoming opposing traffic and forward-going traffic. So yeah, I don't know whether it's right, but also I need to kind of watch out for my phone. And that tower with glass cladding is actually, they call it what? Ham Tower? Makerere Gate? I forget its name, but it's something to do with Ham. If you know Hamis Chigundu, the one who recently took on Nachivubo Stadium, and I think developed it and now called it his name, but many dispute his ownership. The claim is simply a puppet, a person being used to launder money of people in power. More of the Makerere University perimeter. Well, I like the greenery inside there. I think it should be made a law that every compound must have at least 4 trees in the city, each for each boundary. Then the city will become even greener and greener over the years. Okay, so I think this is a nice choice of spot. I am from Makerere Road Junction heading to Nanfumbambi, and Makerere Road still heading to Wandegeya, but meets Wandegeya via Haiji Musa-Kasule Road. And inside there, actually behind these trees, much behind, is Makerere University Law School. Makerere University is a very interesting institution whose main gateway are going to be and say two things about more garages, and land around here is very expensive, but being profitable business-wise is the thing I don't know. So probably most of the people putting up those high-rise structures are simply leasing the land as opposed to outright buying them, because the amount of buying would literally build the structure, and I think it's just pointless buying it. You can get the structure up and start making back your money. Even if you recover it in 30 years, the remaining 20 could be pure profit, assuming you've taken a lease of 49 years on the land. And in the distance, yep, more of Kampala. I've reached this intersection, and there's now less walls. I think I'm at 3 to cross over. I don't know how long today's video has been, but surely it seems to have rolled for so long. I hope my audio is still fine, because at times after 26 minutes the audio tends to terminate. Now I think I've shown you this segment. That stretch down there is Gaddafi Road. It leads to old Kampala. There's a mosque called Gaddafi Mosque. I don't know whether it has been renamed lately, considering international politics, but yes, Gaddafi Mosque in the distance at the end of this road, Gaddafi Road. So back onto, actually this is Ham Towers. I got it right. There was a time it was booming, and every student wanted to literally go shop from there. And such is Ugandan places. Once it pops up, it will be hyped, and everyone wants to go there. And then soon it dies out because it's not serving the purpose. So more of Makerere's perimeter. Well, this segment is interesting. I don't know whether this is the so-called acoustic boundary wall. It sort of muffles out noise. I don't get it, but I just like to see through, because then it provides some continuity. Even someone outside would admire to go and study from inside. Talking of which, we are approaching Makerere University, as that sign actually shows. And that road there takes you right to the main gate of Makerere University. And Pola, established in 1922, it has actually been one of the leading universities in Africa. In fact, it says welcome to Africa's premier university, one of the first. And it has gone on to produce many African presidents than any other university in Africa. A lot of them, you could look for them. Nobel Prize, Peace Prize laureates all have come from Makerere University. So it's a great institution, and that's their main gate. Anyway, let's proceed on this Haiji Musa-Kasule Road. much as we will not reach Wandegeya Junction, you'll just have a glimpse. City skyline again. A lot of motorcycles, shoe polish. Interesting. I lately see less and less of them, but again, the city has clamped down on street vendors, except for this period where they are heading towards campaign. Yep. In the distance is Nakasero suburbs, Upper Nakasero. Very expensive real estate there. You'll find consulates, I think even the state house is there in Nakasero. Very expensive real estate. More of this nice perimeter wall. I wish they had done this for all the other remaining parts. I don't know whether the steel is what is expensive compared to concrete, but probably steel is more expensive. Yeah, probably. Because now with blocks, I think you may not even use more than yeah, I think it's because of the steel. But for a university like Makerere, it would be great to do that. This is the way the green popping through the fence. Now this is the nonsense. I don't like the solid walls. Okay. Let me cross the street. We are now in Wandegeya, and it's actually, yep, in the distance is actually Wandegeya Market. That's the north wing that you're seeing, and there's this beautiful mosque right here. I don't know how they call it, but I kind of like how they've maintained their compound. It's a beautiful place to behold, and such well maintained places at times can look intimidating. Yeah, look at the beauty. And on this side, Makerere University. I think this is the boundary, and on the outskirts usually staff quarters. So most of these are actually lecturers. Yeah, I suppose this is a better view of the mosque right there. I think open spaces are typical for mosques, so I love that they've maintained the lawns. I think these actually help during Eid celebrations, where everyone Muslim decides to remember to show up for prayers. Anyway, about reached my destination, and I think I'm going to end my video here, because I believe I've already showed you this on my channel. I'm really sweating. I don't know whether this is privately owned or the person requested a gate for himself, or it doesn't belong to Makerere. It's just part of the donor community. So let me first slope down and then come up and show you a little more of this country. So interesting most, I think a bird has nested up there. I don't know what that is called, a tower, a pillar, but yeah, this guy is paved virtually everywhere, and with nice paving stones. What a beauty. And okay, Wandegeya. Now it's a bit quieter. We are going to the back of the market, and what a great place to be. And yeah, this is the north wing that I showed you earlier. Let me go and then get something to eat. Okay. Uganda is a very interesting place to be, actually. And now this right there is the south wing. So I'm going to get through this alley right here. I don't know why the gentleman is manning it, but yes, interesting. I know it's a public path, so I can't worry that was covering it. No products, a bit expensive, but yeah, interesting. So see you guys in the upcoming video. I'm just kind of walking through, which is kind of good. All right. I think this is an instance of the Indian infrastructure. There's a gym here, and we are quite understood gym life, what people seek to achieve. So, see you guys.